Hey!
Boom.
Boom.
Ooh. Love it.
Let's do it. Let's drill it.
A boom!
Boom. You forgot the boom,
I
dude.
know. I think Chris right now is just like, what in the heck is going on around here?
I'm not even sure what planet I'm on right now, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you would think after the whole 2020 that you're just sort of, it's the new normal for everything to not be normal.
I mean, yeah,
Right.
I just, I woke up this morning and saw I was doing a podcast with you dudes, and here we are.
Yeah, it seemed that's what
And-
happened with us.
Round and round. We've been
Round
going
and
round and round.
We actually
Like
played, didn't we play a rat song this morning?
Yeah. Round and round.
Round and round. Round and round. So, Chris Cheatham, did I say it right?
Yeah, you're right.
It's Chatham.
Is it?
Or is it Cheatham?
No,
Cheatham.
it is Cheatham.
Cheatham. Out of all of their money. No. So, is that English?
I think it is actually. Like the furthest back I've gone is like there's a county in Tennessee named Cheatham County. It's like named after some relative, and he was like the leader of the Tennessee Confederate Army and was
Uh-oh.
really bad. Yeah, really bad
Uh-oh.
soldier, like really bad general. Like I'm sure I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that, but yeah.
Well, we'll just skip right past that.
Let's dive into some Speedbreakers and
I was
break
gonna
the
do-
ice.
I was going to do a little intro. Should we just, yeah.
Oh, you have an intro? Okay, let's
Sure.
do it.
Yeah. So, Chris,
got buttons.
you're the CEO and co-founder of RiskGenius. Am I correct right now?
I mean, I was. We got acquired by Bold Penguin last year. And
How
then
bold.
Yeah, I know. And then Bold Penguin got acquired by American Family. So technically, like, I work for a giant insurance company now.
Holy
Which is-
moly.
Isn't that mind-boggling? Yeah.
How the turns table.
Yeah. Here we are.
Yeah.
It's like the fish gets eaten by the fish that gets eaten by the fish. Little visual for everybody.
Yeah. I
That
think
middle
I'm-
fish.
Yeah, RiskGenius was the smallest fish of all, and we found some nice homes to go to. So, here
But
we are.
we talk about it a lot. So RiskGenius is a InsurTech company using artificial intelligence, AI, to enable property and casualty insurance carriers to analyze policy language.
There you go.
Exciting.
I hope that's the most boring thing you say on this podcast. If we get more in depth, then oh man, this is not what I
Yeah,
expected.
we won't talk about insurance that much. This is boring. But that's interesting because I don't read those policy jackets, so I'd love it if the computer would for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
what
what-
it sounds like. So
That's what we're
before
sticking-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's all we've been working on, which is insane. And like, I was the crazy person to try to do something about that. So here we are.
Nice. Well,
Love it.
if you haven't heard the podcast, what we start with is a little game called Speedbreakers. So we're going to ask you a series of questions. Say what comes first. The idea is to play as fast as possible, and you'll be balling if you get through it quick. So are you ready to rumble, Chris?
Yeah. Are you gonna do a lot of sound effects? Because I
Nah.
want this to go like full FM DJ on me. That would be awesome.
I could do like
Yeah. Yeah.
would you like that?
Can you do like a 1980s Nintendo home run? Like,
Oh,
Home
that
run.
would be a
Home
good one.
run. No, I don't have that. I'm going to have to
Don't have that.
find that.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
That would be good. though.
Here we go. Have you ever had a mullet?
No.
First crush.
First crush. A girl named Amy. I can't even remember her last name in like third grade.
Winehouse.
No, thank you.
No. Most embarrassing thing your mom ever caught you doing.
I shot a BB into the ceiling and thought it hit her and killed her, and she realized that happened. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Long story.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fastest speed ever driven.
Probably like 90, 95, somewhere in there.
Okay. It's respectable. Oh, there it is. Favorite cereal?
Life.
Life. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Mikey, how many kids
2.
have you made cry? Please wait for the entire question.
Oh, a lot. I used to coach kids soccer, and it was not
Good
pretty.
job. All right. Count Chocula or Count Dracula?
Count Dracula.
Obviously. Fastest mile?
Like that I ran. Actually, I just found this the other day. 6 minutes and like 13 seconds. Which blew my
Ooh,
mind.
that is actually
Wow.
really good. We like to ask questions without any units or, distinguishing factors on them. So,
Fair enough.
favorite flavor?
We don't like.
Just like that.
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Dogs or cats? There is a
Dog.
correct answer. That is the
we have a
correct
dog.
answer.
Yeah,
That's the
of
correct
course.
answer. Tacos or burritos?
Burrito. Like, give me a Chipotle burrito, and I'm happy.
Awesome. Favorite video game?
Metroid. It just always comes to my brain.
Metroid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's favorite question. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Metroid is coming out on the Switch as a reboot, coming out like a new Metroid, and like they did amazing
Really?
with it. Yeah, and they did awesome with the Zeldas. Like Zelda on the Switch is amazing. So I think I might be buying that.
Interesting.
Oh, I'm gonna get
My
it.
son has that. I just don't understand the concept. I don't know if it's
Of the
supposed to be on
Switch?
TV or yeah.
Of Nintendo?
Yeah.
What,
Dude,
No.
it's the easiest system.
It is. He
How do
I
you have a podcast?
look in Hawaii he said, "Hey, let's play this game." And so we were playing the game but on the little screen thing. And it was where we were fighting each other, and all he did was continue to kill me over and over and over again. And it was some Mario game where we were just fighting.
Super Smash Brothers. It's amazing.
It was not fun. It was not
Yeah.
fun because
Oh.
all he did was blow me up, and I'm like, all right, let's just go out in the water.
Because you didn't learn how to play it.
I know. I needed to understand the framework, didn't I? It's all about the frameworks. And your last question, Trump or Biden?
I'm not getting involved in that question.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And
Oh, sorry about that.
Chris, what was the first concert you ever went to?
Oh, New Kids on the Block, actually.
Whoa!
Almost caught Donnie Wahlberg's sock that he threw into the crowd. True story.
You would you still own that today if you caught it?
Absolutely. It would be like in a
Yeah.
case. It'd be right here. Like it would be
That
like,
would be
Oh, I have
amazing.
one of those
I'd
speakers.
be like, oh, first concert. Oh, this is Donnie's sock right here.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Well, take us back from you hanging tough and how you got
Oh.
into the insure biz.
I see what you did
Are
there.
you still hanging tough?
Whoa, oh.
This is like an FM radio show. It's amazing.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, my dad used to do surety bonds, like ran Zurich, or which was like Fidelity and Deposit surety bonds. And so I needed a job out of law school, and he helped me get a job doing surety bond litigation. So I fell into insurance, doing litigation on big construction projects, and then quickly realized that I hated reviewing documents and thought about like what technology's out there that does it better. And then that created the rabbit hole that became RiskGenius. That's a
Wow.
big summary of this.
So you have a law degree?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. Cheatham,
fun.
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. I was waiting for you to make that joke.
Did you cheat him now?
No, it's actually Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. It's from the Three Stooges. And like my very first case I ever worked on, the opposing counsel sent me a document request. And at the bottom he said, P.S. You should have never left Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. And I was like, this is going to be a long career.
Wow.
Every single day.
You have to have thick skin to be an attorney.
Yeah, I was terrible at that part. Like, oh my gosh, I really did not like interacting with opposing counsel. That was like my downfall.
Yeah, it's a lot of posturing.
It's a lot of yelling and just being
Yelling?
really nasty and mean.
Yeah.
Not fun.
I'm going to put this out there on the record. I don't like attorneys.
I don't mind attorneys.
No, I'm just kidding. I have a bunch of friends that are.
I don't like trying to get a hold of
don't-
attorneys.
I don't like them getting a hold of me because then I have to pay money for it.
Legal bills.
That's true.
Actually, I don't mind paying legal bills when it's like proactive and I'm smart enough
Yeah.
to actually hire someone to do something before I get into big trouble. That's
Right.
always- I've learned to like actually
Yeah.
not mind that.
It is interesting, right? What we will try to save money on the front end, and then to unwind the madness, it costs a lot more. You learn that once, and then it's like, that's it. Okay.
Yep.
Send it to the guy. Have him read it.
Yep. The guy. The guy.
Send it
Lawyers
to the
don't have
guy.
names. Yep.
No, the guy.
So I want to hear a little bit more about RiskGenius and like, how did you start that task? That was daunting. So you're a lawyer, you went to law school, then you're doing this stuff with docs, and you're like, this is just too much. It was probably after law school, considering you had to read so much in law school, and you're like, I'm over it, right? How did you go from there into?
Yeah. I didn't mind it in law school. Like, I frankly love reading still. It's that when I did the first big case I did, the case was like 10 years old at that point and had gone through 2 other law firms. And so they gave me basically a hard drive full of 3 years of construction project emails. And I basically read the same email 9 different times over 3 years. Like, just kept seeing the same stuff. It was insane. And I thought I was going to lose my mind. And so at the time, there was like this kind of new upcoming technology called technology assisted review of policies, which is just like machine learning for, it can like thread emails and deduplicate emails, which now seems pretty obvious. But at the time, it was pretty cutting edge. And so I started learning about that technology and kind of stored that in my brain. And then when I left the practice of law, we just started a company that was doing claim document management, like going to construction projects when they blew up and things were going bad. So we copy all the documents, get all the hard drives and everything. And that was it. And then an insurance company used our software and said, hey, we like this. Could we use this to review insurance policy language? And that's when I was like, okay, but I need to go try to do this machine learning thing that I learned about so that we can like parse the clauses and categorize them automatically before people go in to review them. Does that make sense at all?
I love that. Yes. I love that because it's that whole simple thing of you got to be on the track in order to race. So you didn't even know, like, it wasn't intentional necessarily at the beginning, but then it kind of led you into what has seemed to be a very successful business.
Yeah. I like people that learn, right? Because like you can just if you just keep reading and learning and just exploring, like who knows where it's going to go? You have no idea, right? Like, it's a really powerful skill just to keep learning about stuff.
So, I love the notion of AI. I think it's so interesting up until the point where there's singularity and they take over. But at this point, I think it's really interesting. Like talk about this in application. Like how does this serve and who is it serving?
Yep. Let me give you like a simple example of how it's implemented now at
I need
Bold
simple.
Penguin. Yeah. So like when you're doing a commercial insurance quote, right? One of the first things you have to do is classify that business and try to like make it fit in a NAICS code or something for the insurance carrier, right? And it's not straightforward. There's, I think, 19,000 NAICS codes or something like that,
nuts.
right?
That's the worst.
Yeah. And so like in Bold Penguin, they've implemented, lots and lots of thinking and then machine learning so that just like in Google, you go in and type in want a burrito in Kansas City and it pulls up burrito places for you, right? In Bold Penguin, you go in and you type in florist that sells man-eating plants. I'm just giving a random example, right? And it will kind of give you 3 options and it'll recommend the option that you should select so that you pick the right business classification, right? Really simple, but like it's not that simple. And so it's taken like these 19,000 NAICS codes and simplified it to 3 suggestions. so that you don't have to memorize these appetite guides. We see a lot of agencies that end up using that tool just to train their agents, the new ones, so that they don't have to actually memorize the appetites and the NAICS and all that stuff. They're using machine learning to get better at it. So that's just a simple example.
You can customize which appetite for. So if it's searching up, whatever, and then that NAICS code is something that isn't there that the carrier has an appetite for, or
that's all connected, right? So
right.
You select florist with man-eating plants. Like we've already mapped all that to all the carriers that are on our platform.
Oh, so wow.
That's
cool.
It's
insane.
So we call it like real-time eligibility. So you hit that and then you start filling in some of the application information. What's going to get really awesome, by the way, with these things is like, we're working on it where the information will get pulled in from third data sources.
You can't say daddy on this podcast. You can't say daddy.
Sorry. Who's your data? Yeah. We've actually been trying to name a data product, and I think I'm going to recommend Data Daddy.
Who's your data? Who's your data?
Hurry! Buy the URL, Jason. Hurry.
Oh God. Data Daddy.
That's genius.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So like you just fill in the one application, you've already selected your business code, and it, while you're typing, is hitting the carrier's systems and figuring out, are you within the eligibility? And so things are coming in and out of appetite. It kind of freaks people out a little bit sometimes because things will come out of appetite, but then you answer a question and it can bring it back in appetite. People are like, what's going on? It's like, that's real-time eligibility. I don't know what to tell you. So it's pretty cool.
That is crazy.
And I'm sad to
Super
say
cool.
Data Daddy is taken.
Oh, is it really? That's too bad.
Yeah.
What about Daddy?
Too much. Eject.
Craig, I do remember at one point we were talking to a guest, and I think you said you were going to buy the domain and try to buy it while talking to them.
I think I did buy it.
I think you did buy it.
Time out. You did that, but you couldn't find like a 1980s home run sound effect for me while we're talking. That's really disappointing.
We have this thing, this new, I don't know if you can see it. This thing?
Stream Deck.
Oh,
and I just wired it up yesterday, so it's still I'm still in the learning stages. Well, yeah, the wire is one wire in the back to the Mac, but but I meant literally like you have to program the buttons. It's pretty remarkable though. But I like that.
That's cool.
Like the MLB home run, the Nintendo version, right? Like where they're like.
I can actually do it. It's like do 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 do.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that the same music that's on Mike Tyson's Punch Out also?
No, I know what that is. I can't. I hear it in my head. I can't.
It's that same tonality though. It has that that
it
terrible.
all sounds the same.
Yeah. King Hippo.
Blades of
punch
steel.
him in the stomach. The King Hippo. We digressed.
So far.
Yeah.
We did. So far from the podcast, my biggest takeaway from this conversation so far is that they're coming out with Metroid from I'm actually super stoked.
And you need to buy a commercial rater if you don't have one. Can you work that in so I don't get in trouble? Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Right,
yes.
Cool.
So is this an add-on to a commercial rater, or this is the commercial rater?
Technically, we don't call ourselves a commercial rater. So if I said we were a commercial rater, I'd be getting in trouble. But like, I call it digital quote and bind, right? However you want to think about that, right? So business class, app, submit, get back quotes. I think what's really interesting about
not a rater.
I can neither confirm or deny that question.
Why not call it a raider, like the football team, the Raiders? So it's a commercial rater.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Just change one letter, like McDowell's.
How about Raider? We could go, and then we
Yes.
and Data Daddy fits
Exactly.
So good.
So what gets you excited about where AI is going to go? Like where Where's this going to lead to? Because just, goofing around led to this, which led to where you are now, bigger fish acquiring, you now having to answer to somebody.
Yep. So I think what's going to get really interesting is so there's so many data sources out there, right? There's millions, obviously.
Would they be called data daddies?
Daddy
Can we drop this bit? We have to drop this bit.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
That's true.
I just couldn't resist. I'm
The
sorry.
voice of reason.
So like all this data, right, that's out there.
Yeah.
It's going to start pre-filling these applications for people automatically. And then the next thing that's going to happen is somebody, you'll have the last remnants of people filling out Accord forms, like paper or on PDF. Okay. And you can also use ML to extract all that data out, just like these third-party data sources, and fill it into these digital quote and bind applications that are not called commercial raters. And so you have all this information coming in, like it's going to literally like pre-fill itself, right?
Okay,
so
I love that.
So you have all the information in there. The carrier systems are going to get faster and faster. So they're bringing back the results as what's real-time eligibility, what's not. Like it's going to get nearly automatic.
Interesting.
Like it's not going to take days, or definitely not going to take months like it used to be when I got my first commercial insurance policy. It's not going to take weeks. It's going to be like literally seconds.
Wow. That really opens a ton of opportunity in distribution, because you have like we work, we own agencies that are represented by a large captive carrier who we cannot mention. And that carrier and most captives, most agents that do PNC, that's their focus. And then, you have people that call and say, hey, I have the florist that has the plants that eat the people. Can you insure me? And we say, nah, you know what? Go to an independent, just because it's too much. It's too much work on our side, and it takes too long. And you get all excited about the huge premium, but then what you learn is it's going to be a no after a month of doing a bunch of work.
Yep.
This is seems like it's going to create the ability for the typical PNC focused agent to maybe dally in this genre.
Yeah, we definitely see that. And like,
I don't even. I thought that was a car.
The Accord forms are the worst.
Yeah, they are.
Who likes an Accord form? I pulled that thing out and I'm like, oh my gosh! I did a policy for my mom. She had a property that it was so many pieces of paper. I eventually just found another agent and said, bro, I'll pay you to do this. Like,
it took you so long to get your mother to sign up with you, and then you had to eject.
Yeah, no, I'm not good at. I'm ADD, so a stack of papers like this ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I completely agree. I mean, we hear from. We're kind of like in the early stages of like, I think of it as the personal lines agents able to do commercial as well, right? And like Bold Penguin's starting to bridge that gap, because one of the things that we have that's unique is like we can appoint agents as like sub agents, or like whatever it's called, sub appointments. So you don't even have to get direct appointed. And so then it starts to get really interesting, because then if you can just get people in, get them quoting, eventually it's not going to matter how much volume you do. So it's kind of fun.
Wow. Love it. Talk about an agency who's crushing it and what that workflow looks like for them.
Let's see. Milo is one that I always think about. So Milo is the digital arm of Lockton Insurance. The other dude just left, by the way. I don't know if we want to.
He's probably blowing his nose. He's got allergies.
Oh, it happens. So Milo,
I did get a
what
monster.
they did is Milo spun out their small business unit, or Lockton spun out their small business unit into Milo, right? And they got really, really good at being really, really efficient with small businesses, because that's kind of the name of the game, because the premiums are lower. So you don't want lots of touches. They use Bold Penguin for another key feature too, which is the prospects, right? So we get what I call quotable prospects that come in. So small businesses, and those small businesses, we match them up to the right agent based on preset filters that the agents set up themselves. So if you love florists that sell man-eating plants, I don't know why I keep using that example, but why not?
Did you just watch Little Shop of Horrors?
I did not. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so if you love florists in Kansas, we send you florists in Kansas, and then you use the software that we have to do the quote and bind, and it gets really, really fast. And so like Milo is crushing it without a doubt.
Wow.
Love it.
So you could actually use
very
it
interesting.
like the data's in there for prospects?
Yeah, so when you buy the prospects as part of the Bold Penguin Exchange, we've filled out already about a third of the application for you because we actually get the small business. This is why I call them prospects and not leads. We get them on the phone. We say, do you want to buy insurance? Yes. We get the information, the basic information about the business, type it into the application, and then we call the agent, say, hey, we have a small business to pass to you, pass them over, pass the application over, and then the agent goes and closes the deal.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I love that.
So how does somebody
You
go
tee it up.
get signed up for that?
They go to our site and they request a demo, and we do a demo, and then we send you a contract, you sign it, and then you're going. And we're really good at getting people working in the platform very quickly and getting appointments done. That's the other thing we've been working on a ton this year is like, because we're signing up lots of agents, we want to make sure people have success as quickly as possible right out of the gate. And so our customer service team is doing an amazing job now getting people in, and like people sign up and can start quoting within a day. It's pretty cool.
Wow. Super cool. Love it.
Yep.
What are some of the things that you see in the future? We kind of already touched on this, but where would you give as advice for an agent that wants to start doing this, get into commercial? Maybe they were doing more P&C before. What's the number one advice that you'd give them to really shoot them in the right direction and make sure that they had success?
Yeah, I think what I would do is if you're going to go down the small business, commercial insurance side, dedicate somebody to it, right? Just start with one person if that's what you're going to do, but have somebody dedicated to it, because if you're buying prospects from Bold Penguin, for example, we'll send them to you 9 to 5, anytime during the day. If they get past you, you're going to miss that opportunity if it goes straight to your voicemail. But like the same thing, like let's say you get a referral, and you pass it to someone, but they're doing personal lines and they don't really understand commercial insurance, they're not going to really nail it out of the park. So like if you do commercial, just have somebody dedicated to it. If I had an agency, I think it's going to get really fast and really profitable. It already is getting there, but like in the next 1.5 to 2 years, it's going to get pretty wild. And I think there's some almost like Moneyball opportunities in the space. If you know what that book is, it's going to be pretty fun for people.
That
Cool.
is awesome.
Yep.
Love it. InsurTech meets the commercial space. We've talked to a few people and it seems that way. It seems like all of a sudden within the last few years, there's a lot of technologies that are streamlining the process that used to be absolutely horrible.
Yeah. It's all the APIs, right? So the API, APIs are like two systems that connect, right? Very, very simply, those did not exist, or if they existed, they were really rough until, like Bold Penguin started talking about them in 2016. Other companies started talking about them in 2016. Carriers got pretty serious about building them out, and they're stable now. And so you can do a whole lot of stuff. And once you've built out the APIs and given them to one company, then they're available to any other company you want to give them access to. So it allows a lot more innovation.
The handshake systems.
Well, awesome, Chris. Thanks for going the distance with a couple crazy insurance dudes.
No problem.
What websites can we go to get more Chris in our life?
Let's see. You can go to LinkedIn. I post there a lot. Not a lot. Sometimes it just depends on how I'm feeling about life, I guess. But just go connect with me on LinkedIn. That's where I talk about insurance a lot. Check out boldpenguin.com, and otherwise just leave me alone. Just kidding.
Awesome.
Perfect.
And I think we have your cell, so we'll just post that in the show notes down at the bottom. If you have any questions, just follow up with him. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to have more juicy episodes like this. And we will see you at the next one. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.